If we were moving to Orange County, California in 2026, we would be very intentional about it. Even though Orange County is paradise, it is huge, and it really depends on the lifestyle that you're looking for because each area has its own vibe.
There's so many different neighborhoods and pockets where you can live, and what Orange County is all about, you have family-friendly suburbs, coastal communities, foodie places. So where do you start? You can very much get lost in all of Orange County. There is just so many different cities.
Yeah.
So where do you start?
Yeah.
Right? And it's very easy to get lost. You're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Where do I go?
So today we're going to break it down for you. First, we're going to talk about where we would live if we don't live in the current city that we do today. The second, we're going to talk about the best OC neighborhoods for families, for if you are a young professional. And third, we're going to talk about the little hidden spots.
We're Kai Yulree, and we are local real estate experts here in Orange County. And we love helping clients with relentless care and exceptional expertise.
So let's start with where we currently live today here in Orange County.
So we both actually live in Irvine, California. And I don't know, do you love it?
I do. We love it so much. We actually started with a channel called Living in Irvine.
Yeah. So I don't know, Irvine is just, I think, like a utopian planned community. And that's really honestly what I love about it. I just love the fact that everything is planned. And I know not everyone is a fan of that, but for us with young kids, with our families, it just works really well for this stage of life for us. But the good thing about Irvine is it's not just for young families, right? It's not just for any families. It's literally for everyone. Just honestly, anybody can live here, and it's really freaking amazing.
Yes, it was master planned back in the 1970s. That's why it feels so new, because it is a new city. And I would say it's one of the cleanest cities in the entire US. It is one of the safest cities in the entire US. And so if those are the things that you do care about, Irvine is one of the best places. And you do see it with the prices here and the cost of living here. But yeah, like Kai said, it is great for all sorts of folks. It's great for people who also love nature too, because there's a lot of nature corridors that they've kept. They do really think about having parks all over the city, and walkability is very important in the city as well. So that's something that I was surprised by when I moved here, and that's what my family enjoys too. It's really great here.
Yeah. So I think one of the other things that we also really love is just the sense of community that we have here in Irvine. The parents care here a lot. So like the city of Irvine does an amazing job providing for families, whether it's, community events, community classes. If you were to make the move all over again, which pockets of Orange County would you choose and why? And you can't pick a city that we've already talked about.
Okay, I would pick Los Alamitos because one, it is central. I'm also thinking again about food. Access to really good food and access to like great groceries, amenities, and things like that. Great schools.
I think if you know where Los Al is on the map, it is a little bit more, it is North County.
Yeah.
But it's super close to Seal Beach.
Yeah.
But Seal Beach, you have a little bit more of like the beach city vibes of a little bit more transients walking around, or even just tourists coming in to come see Seal Beach. Whereas in Los Al, you still get that amazing beach weather, but you have suburbia.
Yes.
So it got like that beachy feel without the beach, if that makes sense. So it's almost like the North County version of Costa Mesa. That's a really good pick.
How about you?
For me, it's Laguna Beach. I love Laguna Beach. I am a very big fan of Laguna Beach, access to the beach. And I am such a beach girl, even though I don't like to get in the water. I just like to sit there and watch. And then it's got a slower pace of life in Laguna Beach. Whereas like, I feel like Newport Beach is like a little bit more of the hustle bustle, beautiful people, like super intensely like beautiful people. And Laguna Beach does have very beautiful people, but it seems way more relaxed and like a slower pace. So I'm a big fan of it, and it feels very small town, and it's like just gorgeous there. So
it is really nice there.
Yeah. And the schools are so good too.
Yeah.
So if you were in your 20s and 30s and you were thinking like, hey, where's a good place to live in Orange County, comes to mind first when you think of these things for, I guess, the younger 20 to 30 crowd, most likely first-time home buyers. Which cities do you think would be best?
I would say two come to mind. One is East Side Costa Mesa. And then the other spot would actually be Irvine. Yeah. I'm actually thinking of my client who is young and bought a home in Irvine.
Yeah.
Because either near Irvine Spectrum.
Yep.
Or in what we would call Irvine Business Complex near the airport.
Yeah.
Yes, you are near the airport, but when you're young, it doesn't matter.
And West Irvine is also a really great location because you're close to the district and the marketplace.
Yeah.
Realistically for me, if I was looking back to when I was in my early 20s to 30s, I would probably think that it would have to be Fullerton, which I've talked about already. I think Tustin would be a really good option as well. And then Anaheim is so up and coming that I think just because I'm such a Disney lover too, I think that Anaheim would be so cool to be living right next to Disneyland or close enough to Disneyland. And then on top of that, like the Anaheim Packing District, and that entire area is so hip and cool. Like I would want to be able to either walk to the Packing District or do a short drive over there just to eat with my friends.
Yeah.
Take lots of Instagram pictures, just be fabulous and like enjoy like the amazing food scene that they have there.
Yeah.
So out of all these areas, let's talk about home prices a little bit. Where do those fall in regards to home prices from condos, all townhouses, all the way up to single family residences?
So if we're talking about those cities and we're talking about a starter home for a young professional.
Just overall for the city. Let's just do an overall. Yeah.
So condos, we would say start thinking around 600,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Townhomes, we're going to go up to maybe like 750, 800.
Yeah.
Single family homes, you're going to start looking at the 900s. Yep.
900s, yeah. In Anaheim, you can find something, but they can go up to like if you're looking in Irvine or even East Side Costa Mesa, so you might be able to find that. And then all the way up to, like you can $4 million, right? Single family homes or plus of that. So yeah.
But that's good for you if you can do that as a young professional.
Yeah. So like Irvine and Costa Mesa, the two that we talked about, those tend to be for like higher end homes or a little bit more newer with Irvine. Whereas like more entry level homes and a little bit older homes, you'll find that in Fullerton, Anaheim, like parts of Tustin. So there's a little bit of everything for in all the cities that we talked about for young professionals. So next, let's cover some of the trade-offs in these cities for young professionals. The ones that we've kind of mentioned today. What do you think the trade-offs are for some of these cities?
Well, I did mention Irvine, and then we mentioned Anaheim as well. So let's just use those as examples. The trade-offs, obviously, with Irvine is you're going to have a much higher hikes in Irvine, cost of living. However, it is going to come with possibly a nicer house. Anaheim, it is going to be more cost efficient. However, the home may not be as upgraded or updated or new.
Yes.
So now, if we were raising a family, which we are,
yes,
where would we want to raise them? Because when we're talking about family, what are the most important things that come to mind?
Yeah, so for me, I think like we already talked about some of our favorite places, which is like Irvine, Newport Beach, which I think are really amazing places to raise family. But some of the other areas we haven't quite mentioned yet was, I feel like Yorba Linda is a really amazing place. It's a very family first community, which I think is amazing for this category that we're in right now. And they just have lots of community events as well, and just a little bit more rural-ish kind of community, like a horse community, which is kind of cool.
There's horse trails everywhere.
Yeah. And then Yorba Linda also has like a little lake, which a lot of people like to go to and visit. They do like Christmas decoration, like boat parades and stuff. So I think that that's all really, really awesome for families. Yeah.
Speaking of lakes, there's also Mission Viejo that has Lake Mission Viejo. And Mission Viejo, unbeknownst to some people, is also a planned community like Irvine. And so it's also great for families. It has a great school district, and like I said, planned community. So very nice and manicured. I would say it's kind of like Irvine, but older.
Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah. And therefore more affordable too than Irvine.
Okay, so in regards to the housing prices in some of these areas that we talked about. So condos and townhouses, they start about, I would think, around like the $750,000 price point and can go all the way up to like 1.4 if we're talking about like Newport Beach or Irvine, and the single family homes. Newport Beach is obviously gonna be way higher than that. So, you know, it really will depend, but just to kind of give you an idea. So yeah.
And know that with that, you do get larger lots, you know, in Mission Viejo and Yorba Linda compared to even Newport.
Yeah, you're talking about the single family?
Yeah.
Okay. And then for the single family homes, they start, we can probably find something that starts around that like 1.1 area in Mission Viejo.
Yeah.
There are different options in different cities for everybody. So next, we want to talk about retirement or people who are downsizing. So if you were retired and or looking for a smaller house because the kids have flown the nest and you just want like a peaceful, serene lifestyle, what do you think would be the best communities for that here in Orange County?
I can think of a couple, but my personal favorite would be San Clemente. It is gorgeous.
It is.
It's on a more hilly area, so you can see the ocean and get that ocean breeze. I personally would probably find a smaller lot with a smaller house so I could do less housework, the house maintenance, because the houses there can get pretty large. Yeah.
And San Clemente is a more master plan community, I would say. And so you still get that really gorgeous, like, you know, street. Everything's well manicured, very well taken care of. And it's a slower pace of life down south, I think, just overall.
How about you?
For me, I know we kind of talked about this, but I think Laguna Woods is really cool. I know that not a lot of people love that 55 plus kind of like sanctuary community, but I love activities. So if I could live in a place that had all day long activities and just having lots of things to do, I would be in heaven. After remember, Laguna Woods, and the homes there are a lower price point because there's financial like restrictions or requirements for you to be able to buy into that. But the homes are cheaper too because of those requirements, and it's really super safe. But if Laguna Woods wasn't about it, I think the next segue would be, for me, Mission Viejo, where they have some 55 plus communities, but you don't have to live in 55 plus there and still be able to enjoy the amazingness of Mission Viejo and everything that it has. And yeah, it is a master plan community, but it is really beautiful there, and it's very easily accessible to get to things in Mission Viejo.
So pricing wise, it ranges quite a bit.
Yes.
We talked about how Laguna Woods, it is fairly affordable. So it ranges anywhere from 400 to all the way, if we're talking about San Clemente, we're going to go up in the 3 million. 4 million.
Yeah, depending on if you're like, can see the ocean or not. Exactly. It can go higher. So yeah.
So even after all these years in Orange County, there's still some spots that people don't really talk about.
Yeah.
They're quietly transforming and they're under the radar.
Yeah, so these are the communities we wanted to talk about that we would keep our eyes on if you're looking to get into something that hasn't necessarily exploded yet, is the best way to put it.
The first spot is Orange Circle. So that's, I would say, considered downtown Orange, where it literally is a circle surrounded by antique shops and now coffee shops and
very hipster,
brunch spots. And it's slowly starting to develop.
And then I think next for me, I would probably point out Placentia. Even like home flippers, I think, are having eyes on it because there are older homes, but they're on big lots and they have really good bones. So if you can buy a house and you're willing to put some work into it, Placentia is a great location where you can buy one that needs work and put your own taste and flavor to it. And then Placentia overall, just the city and the location, it's very centrally located in Orange County to a lot of food destinations, a lot of things to do, and their schools are top-notch there as well. Yeah.
Next, West Side Costa Mesa. We talked about East Side Costa Mesa, West Side Costa Mesa. I would say it's a great area for a long-term investment.
Yeah, and it's really up and coming because a lot of people want to be in East Side. And so a lot of people have started moving into West Side Costa Mesa, and because of that, there has been a lot of revitalization there. They have now a lot of great restaurants and great markets there, like Northgate went in there, and Northgate is like one of our favorite like food destinations. So definitely something you want to check out. And West Side, the values of West Side are quickly rising already. So if you can get in, I think that that's one city that or one part of the city that you definitely want to keep an eye out.
And we mentioned Los Al already, but it's one that not a lot of people mention when they look for homes, especially young families that say on their list of things that they want schools, they want neighbors that are very community oriented.
Driven. Watch out for each other.
Exactly. And in our heads, we think about Los Al, but a lot of people don't. So I say,
especially people who don't like HOAs.
Yes.
I think Los Al is such a great city because it in itself, the city members care so much that the streets all look very manicured and very well taken care of without the HOA. And then last but not least, we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier in the video, but I think that Anaheim, because there's so much money being pumped into the city and there are so many redevelopment projects going on there for mixed use space, commercial space for restaurants, Disneyland in itself is pumping like billions, maybe billions of dollars, like a lot of money into expanding the park. And that is just going to continue to add value to the city. The OC vibe is opening up there in Anaheim as well. And I just think that just all of the development going into in Anaheim is just going to explode the values there. And I just think that with as much money being pumped into the city, it's only a matter of time before it hits all of Anaheim. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Basically, with these neighborhoods, what the commonalities with all of these is that there's a lot of revitalization happening in each of these cities. And when we hear revitalization, we hear home prices going up.
Which we love as realtors, honestly. Like, we absolutely love being able to tell our clients and our, even like friends and family that their value in their homes are increasing, because that means they're making money, right? So that is always, a big plus. So
it signals long-term, like in terms of their investments, right? It signals long-term growth.
Yeah.
And so if you can get it early, great.
Yeah, before the values start to really just skyrocket. Yeah. So choosing the wrong area in Orange County can really change your total living experience here in Orange County. With so many different options, it's about matching what your needs are with your personal preference and what we know, the knowledge that we have with every single neighborhood, every single city.
If you're thinking about moving to Orange County, reach out to us. We will be glad to help you.
We're Kai and Yulree with Living in Orange County experts, and we cannot wait to help people just like you, families, professionals, retirees, get you into the perfect home that you've been looking for.
You can call, text, or email us, or you can download our free OC relocation guide in the link down below.
See you next time.
Bye.